Well, you know, some people are tickled pink. We're tickled green. Well, you know, we're just green with envy.
Green with envy.
Green.
But we're not envious.
Hey friends, welcome back to the Renewed Homestead. Ben and Denise here. There's the woods. There they are. And they're getting green. You know, we've been out here working on our silvopasture, cutting trees and cutting roads, throwing grass seed. Well, we've had a lot of rain. We've got a lot of heat. And it's doing wonders for our silvopasture. So for those of you who don't know what silvopasture is, it's a mixture of pasture land as well as trees. Well, any of you who have been watching for a while, and bugs, any of you who have been watching for a while, we've had a very dense pocket of green up here with the trees, and we've had to cut some of that down so the sunlight can come in and grow. Well, it's growing. It's growing nicely.
These woods were extremely overgrown, and we still have spots that we'll show you that are still overgrown that we still need to get some trees down. But they were very neglected, very overgrown. So we are thinning to allow the grasses to come through, but also to improve the health of the forest.
Yep.
So the animals will go in there, they will fertilize, and it's going to create a really healthy ecosystem. While the trees protect them, they feed the trees. It's just going to be this really symbiotic relationship.
That's right. And it's more pasture land for us, so the cows can focus on the flatter areas, the more open areas, and the goats and sheep can do what they do best. But you'll see as we go through, you know, there's still a lot of log piles. We've not had a chance to drag them out and either put them on the sawmill or cut them up for firewood. It's on the list. But enough of that. Let's take you for a walk and we'll show you what we're looking at when we get up there. All right, I know we're a little bit distant from the camera here, but that's intentional so you can see behind us and see the height of the grass. You know, this is all stuff that we threw down the seed, and before we cut it or do anything, we want it to grow up and drop its own seeds for obvious reasons, because seed's expensive.
Mm-hmm. Well, and before we get the goats and the sheep up here, we want this all to go to seed so that it will continue to get those roots deep down into the soil so that we can stop the erosion. And we've got some coming up there, but we're going to need to probably get some more seed up on there. This does get a little bit more shade than other parts of the silvopasture, so we'll need to work on getting some more seed up on that.
It's not quite as green here as in other places, but this also shows you how steep that is, because the seed just didn't even stick when it...
Some of it did.
Some of it did, yeah, absolutely, and that's another reason to let it seed itself. And then too, when the animals come in and knock the seeds off and poop and pee on it, there we go. So anyway, we're going to take you on up. This is one of the logging roads that was cut in, and you know, you may or may not remember that from before, but you can just see how much grass is growing up. It's a beautiful thing. We're grass farmers.
Yes.
Showing the little pond area down there. All right, we didn't make it far up the hill because I wanted to stop and show you, because this is new road and the grasses hadn't dug in really well. We've had a little bit of erosion here, quite a bit of erosion, but obviously the grass is growing now, but I have also gone through and put comfrey root in here. So when those comfreys dig in and get that big taproot down there and start spreading out, that will anchor this in nice and tight. And anywhere where I'm seeing a little bit of erosion or possibility of erosion, we're sticking those comfrey roots in there because, hey, it's a good anchor and the animals love it. So when they're up here, yes, they'll eat it down, but it's tough as nails. It'll grow right back. So All right, now let's get on up the hill. All right, so that's the direction we just came from. I'm going to take you around. You can see the grass is a little thin in spots. Move slowly for you. You can see you get up here into the actual shaded area. The grass is denser, and we were just talking about that off camera. And the only thing I can account for here is that it's flatter up here, so maybe the seeds stuck a little bit better. And then the rain, you know, obviously the rain and sunshine. But like I said, it's a little more shaded in here. But the grass is doing better here. But as the summer goes on and the grass grows up and seeds itself, that's exactly why we wanted to let it get tall before we let the animals eat it down. It'll seed it, and we won't have to do it ourselves. All right, so this is one of the areas that we were talking about with being too many trees. This is all pine, so, you know, winter or summer, it doesn't matter. The sunlight doesn't come through. And you can see there's a severe lack of grass down there. Now, to be honest, we did not seed down there yet because we're planning on dragging some of those trees out and cutting some of that up, and some of that will just be left to break down. But clearly we need to do some more tree cutting. But you compare that to where we just were with all the green, big, big difference. Just tells us there's work to be done. All right, it's time for a refresher course. We've talked about creating silvopasture and the mathematics behind it, but rather than sending you to go back and find the video, or Denise have to go look up the video and put the link in there, we'll give you a crash course. So you've got your forest, trees are already grown up, and you need to thin them out like we're talking about. Well, the rule is the diameter of the tree, say it's 16 inches. This one's far bigger than that, but that's the tree you want to keep. Well, if that tree is 16 inches, you don't want any trees within 16 feet. It's a simple ratio, 1 inch to 1 foot. So if this was, say, a 20-inch tree, we want to clear out 20 feet around it. So the tree that Denise is standing next to, the tree that's growing up right here, the little pine tree, I think you can see it coming up behind it, gotta go. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go.
And that's assuming this is the tree we're keeping.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So before you decide on which tree you're gonna use, you're gonna wanna go through and make sure it's not diseased, hollowing out, bugs, you know, if it's a pine tree, the bark beetle.
One, you want to keep a good ratio of young to old trees, because remember, your older trees are going to die off, and then you're going to need those younger trees to replace those older trees. So you want a really good mix of young and older trees.
Yep. But you got to open it up so that sunlight can come in and the grass can grow. But you know, the other thing too is this provides shelter for the animals. I mean, in the winter here we get snow, we get rainstorms, and you know, we'll see the sheep or the cows cuddle up next to a tree when it's raining, if they're not in one of the pens that has a house for them.
Almost all of them do.
That's true. Most of them do, because
and
poor Laverne, you know, she's spoiled. And thank you. There goes a bug right into my eye.
All right, so one of the main reasons that you don't want to go too far out, so let's say this tree is 20-inch diameter, one of the main reasons you don't want to go out more than 20 feet is because of the sun. Now, these trees have grown up together. They're used to shading each other, they're used to kind of supporting each other, so as you start to open this up, more sun's going to get through. Well, they're not used to sun, so if you clear too many trees, that tree is going to get baked and it could actually weaken the tree, and then the tree is going to come down and now you've got other issues. So that's why you start off with that kind of, I guess, calculation.
Yeah.
And then after a couple of years, if you feel you want to do more thinning, then you can start to do that because the trees are used to that sun coming in. But initially, you don't want to go too far out or it could hurt the tree.
Yeah. And don't forget erosion. You take out too much too fast. I mean, like you just saw, we have some very bare soil. You take those trees out and whew, it's all going to head on down the mountain.
Yeah, and nature does not like bare soil. That's why she grows weeds and grasses and everything to cover up that soil. And that's why we're trying really hard to get this all seeded. Number one, it won't hurt the microorganisms in the soil. They're not going to bake from the cold or the heat because there's nothing on the soil to insulate it. But we also want to stop all of that erosion. And that's why Mother Nature does such a great job of covering. Yep. She doesn't like to be naked.
That's right. Well, we've got some.
She's modest.
That's right. And we do have some ruts that we were just discussing as well. We've got some old hay. We're gonna probably have to maybe roll up and put in those ruts, and then put just some sticks down in there to hold it while that hay breaks down and starts filling in the ruts.
Once the seeds get in, we'll be okay.
Yeah, it'll be all right. But I don't want too much erosion. We've had a lot of rain the last few weeks.
We're doing pretty good though. Overall, the road's doing really well.
Yeah, it is. It really is. But let's take you on down the rest of this road and we'll wind it up, I guess. I know you all can't tell, but this is actually very steep in here.
Yeah, I'm trying not to slip. All the rain, the grass is wet.
Yep.
Got trees coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Goats will take care of that.
If y'all take a trip in the Wayback Machine, and remember us doing some clearing ourselves, we were talking about the chainsaws and all that. That was this area. All that work, and then the bulldozer came through and zip, 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 done.
Tree came down.
Oh, yeah, it did.
Small one, but
Yeah, it might have been pushed down before.
I don't know. It's too green.
Yeah, some of these are still rooted, so they're probably still doing something. Yeah, this little pile of logs over here that you can kind of see, that's what we had cut down before. When Denise and I came up here and we were doing our own silvopasture clearing. But most of that came from this road area that we're walking down right now.
Black locust.
Hey, there's one of our favorite nitrogen fixers.
It's coming up all over the place.
Yeah, it is. Oh boy, it is. And another one. And there's the multiflora rose we were talking about, the pretty white flowers. And they smell good. They're just a bear to deal with.
You can tell what gets a lot of sun.
Yeah.
Hey, seeds.
Good. Seed, seed, seed. Well, if this grass gets any taller, I'm going to lose you. You have to walk through here with a machete.
No, we need the seeds.
Walk through with a machete and yell, "Get back to the chopper." Wow, it is getting deep over here. It's an area we know the goats are going to love getting in here. There's clover and black locusts and see, and there's another opportunity right here. I'm not going to try to walk over there, but I'll zoom you in. That is a black locust stump. You can see all the green on there, and that's what they call coppicing. You cut it down and it starts growing. It's from little suckers on the side. You know, that stuff's great because the animals can reach it. They'll eat it down. Just an opportunity for more food. That fence is not plugged in, is it?
It wasn't.
Oh, that's right, because we went through there. So we moved the...
I'm just trying to be
fence.
careful because I can't see the road. It's right here, right?
Yep. It is. Definitely need to get the animals in here. A little creek running through here. Some more multiflora rows.
That the goats eat, thank God.
Yep. And all that, that's all grass seed. So that'll be spreading itself out real soon here. I'm taking another shot up the hill. All right, well, that's the tour of the logging roads and the silvopasture. I just wanted to give you a quick update because spring flush has happened and the rain is coming and lots of sunshine, so it's all growing.
Well, and kind of show them some of the great things that are happening, but some of the challenges that we're still dealing with.
Yep.
So any of y'all that are going to be creating silvopasture, especially if you're in the mountains like we are, these are going to be issues, especially the erosion part of it will be issues you'll have to deal with.
All right, so there you have it, and I wanted to remind you that we have Hori and Hori knives available, as well as comfrey root. Boy, do we have some comfrey root coming up. Well, not coming up, it'll come up when we dig it. We dig it fresh anytime you order, so.
And comfrey plantain salve.
Yep, and no deodorant.
We've got a couple left, but not many.
Yeah, so anyway, and the get-together, October 5th, right here in Burnsville. You'll get the exact address after you RSVP over on Wix. Please let us know.
renewedhomestead.com.
Yes, what she said. See, I need somebody to keep me in line here. Anyway.
Yes, go to renewedhomestead.com and then click on events. And you can RSVP for that on October 5th. Just a low-key get-together. We can all kind of get to know each other. Billy from Permanent Pastures Farm will be there. And then if you would like to support the homestead and purchase anything from our shop, renewedhomestead.com/shop.
There you go. Now you got the real skinny on the deal. So, anyway, all right, well, hope you found this valuable and learned something. And give us a thumbs up. Even if you didn't, give us a thumbs up anyway, because this takes a lot of work. Ask her. All right, everybody. Well, hope you're doing well. Take care. God bless. Go in peace and serve the Lord. We will see you on the next video. Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.
Make it so.